As a child, I loved to talk. As I got older, I never stopped. I'm Yvonne, the motivator, man. This is Determined Women of Destiny. I'm about to give you the business, the good, the bad, and the beautiful of female entrepreneurship. Sabrina, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And I want you to tell all of our Determined Women of Destiny exactly what it is that you do, how you do it, where you do it, and why you do it.
Okay. So my name is Sabrina Lamore. I am a New York City-based photographer, and I'm the owner of Natural Eye Photography. And I take pictures. I've literally traveled everywhere to take pictures. So in terms of where I do it, wherever you need me, that's where I'll go.
So how'd you start?
So interesting story how I got started. I actually got started in church. I had visited this church, eventually became a member, and it was actually during a Wednesday night service. I was sitting and there was a camera in the aisle and the camera wasn't being used, a video camera. And I literally heard the camera call me, like, Sabrina. And I was just like, you talking to me? So eventually I volunteered to do video for the church. And from there, we wanted to do handheld. So I went out and I bought my first camera, which was a Canon T5. Bought the camera, started doing handheld video, and the pastor of the church was like, hey, would you mind taking some pictures for us? I'm like, sure, why not? Took some pictures, everybody loved them, and it literally became a thing from there. People started asking me to take pictures, requesting to book me, and I was just like, okay, sure. And that's literally how I got started.
Got to invest in yourself.
Kept taking pictures. Eventually I upgraded my camera, and people started asking me to do pictures for them, and they offered to pay me. So I was just like, all right, give me $25, give me $75, whatever, I don't care, hell, I'll do it for free. Did a couple of photo shoots, started getting recommended by different people, and it became a thing. And so that's basically how I got started. So
wait a minute, hold on. The Vogue photographer started at $25 a photo.
Free to 25.
Okay, ladies.
Free 99 to 25.
You're just coming out the gate as an entrepreneur. You're not gonna slap $1,564 on your product. You have to get people that are gonna buy your product. But first, you have to offer your services.
Yeah, and I think for me, it was just knowing and recognizing I had to go through a process. Because, I didn't look at it long term. I didn't look at it like this was my ultimate and final goal. But I think that's the beauty of it, because sometimes God knows what you don't, and so he'll kind of put you in a position where you're doing things and you don't really know why you're doing them. And so for me, eventually I started recognizing all right, I'm in a process. I just don't know exactly where I'm going. And so I was just like, all right, I enjoy taking pictures. Why not? Let me just take pictures for people.
I always speak to my Determined Women of Destiny about trusting the process. All of us have a gift. You may not know what your gift is, but there is a gift inside of you. And she sat down and a camera called her name out.
I was like, what?
She didn't even know that was inside of her. So you have to cultivate your gift. And don't say, I don't have one. Everybody is born with a gift. You just have to sit down, listen to the voice of God, and see exactly what your gift is. So now that you're getting $25 for your photo,
$25.
Everybody's now coming to you saying, hey, get me some photos. Can you take my picture? I'm going to the park with my family. Can you come? So the process now goes to where for you?
Ooh, that's a great question. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I do know that I eventually want to have my own studio space. I do know that I eventually want to branch out and do bigger things and greater things and connect with more people. What that looks like, I honestly don't know. What I do remember, however, is that I always had a camera in my hand looking back. Wow. I was always the person who had the disposable camera, who would always be in CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens. in other stores I'm not gonna name because then that ages me a little bit. But
those cameras that you can just buy for the day, right? And you just take them right back to where you bought it, and they develop it.
Oh, 35 millimeters, you know? So I always had a camera in my hand. I was always the one taking the pictures. I have boxes of pictures I developed.
Wow.
Sitting in my house. So in terms of where, I don't know, I'm literally just taking it as it comes and enjoying the process.
Tell me about your first big shoot that lets you know I have arrived, even though there's a process, but I've arrived. They're really going to take me serious now. I'm cooking with bacon grease.
Cooking with gas. So I think for me, it was twofold. It was one of those things where I did New York Fashion Week. I had signed up for New York Fashion Week, and they were like, send us samples of your work. If we're interested, we're gonna go ahead and do an interview with you, and if we like you, we'll let you come on board and do pictures. And so I sent samples of my work, never got a call back for an interview. Nobody responded, nothing.
Oh.
Then a couple of days later, I get a pass, and it said, welcome to New York Fashion Week, and I was just like, okay, all right. Got the pass, did New York Fashion Week, ended up getting a pass for Small Boutique Fashion Week. Did Small Boutique Fashion Week, new kid on the block, I'm sitting there with my camera, just taking pictures, going for it. One of the designers that was there, I sent him his pictures, and literally like the same second, he sent me all fire emojis, and he was like, we need to talk, we gotta connect. So he's like, I'm coming out to New York, I really don't have a budget, but can we work together? I'm like, not a problem, let's do it. Ended up working with him, and then Vogue reached out to him and was like, hey, we wanna feature you, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I got the person, and that's how I got Vogue.
Connection.
And so that was the moment where
networking,
it was just like,
putting yourself out there, not being afraid.
Yeah.
Understanding that you have to invest in you and believe in your dream.
Yeah.
And that's how all that happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. But you have to tell what a small boutique is, because my listeners may not understand the gravity of that, how special, how wonderful that is to do a small boutique as far as a photographer.
So Small Boutique Fashion Week is actually up-and-coming designers that are featuring their work on the runway, maybe for the first time or second time. They're really not known. They're probably local designers that people locally will hear of, but they're not big names like Prada and Gucci and, you know, Versace and stuff like that. And so they're people that are actually doing great work, quality clothing, but we just don't know them through mainstream media. So that's what Small Boutique is. And so there's a fashion show that actually features these designers and gives them a platform to showcase their talent.
So for all of my determined women of destiny, Tamika Jeffries, that sewing up a storm, Tamika Jeffries, you need to get into that small boutique. And you really need to contact Sabrina, because she is an excellent photographer. And you'll see some photos of me, and you'll definitely know that she handles her work very, very well. But my designers, get out there, get your stuff seen.
Can I say this though, to your point? So yesterday, as I was kind of like sitting down having my quiet time, that's something that was sitting on my spirit. Like now, like this is the season now to kind of like take action and not be in a space where you feel like you have to wait for things to happen, because it's really not just gonna fall in your lap. Like you literally have to get out there and do things and put yourself out there. And I feel like it's Tamika Jeffries.
Now she's
so
gonna kill both of us.
I know, right? Listen, we got each other's backs.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but it's definitely like now or never. It's definitely that season.
So how is this season popping for you now?
It's popping. Well, I'm here with you.
We're
Something
together.
I never would have thought would have happened. Being intentional about what I'm doing. Couple of things just kind of like opened up out of nowhere. I had booked a studio space recently and connected with the owners, And so they've been talking about partnering with me as they do gigs and get things like that. So it's just, that's how it's been popping off for me, which is very interesting.
It's all about that connection.
Yeah.
Oh man, as my godson always says, you know, a closed mouth cannot get fed.
Right.
You have to let people know what you're doing. You have to let people know why you're doing it. You have to let people know where you're doing it and when you're doing it. And if nobody shows up, so what? Still do it.
Yeah.
You know, just because you have a gift and you feel that nobody is taking your gift seriously, just keep doing your gift.
Yeah.
Just keep doing. Listen, I've been running my mouth forever, and someone saw my gift. Matter of fact, someone spoke to someone about my gift because they were in a presentation that I did. So it's all about that connection.
Yeah.
And Sabrina is telling you, this is the season. Okay, we're opening back up. Don't you think people want pictures? Don't you think people want speakers? Don't you think people want what you have? And this is the time for you to say, hey, listen, when you decide, this is what I have.
Yeah. And I don't have a marketing plan at all.
You are your marketing plan. You've been running around here marketing yourself all over the place.
Marketing plan.
You just said your marketing plan. So for anybody who needed a marketing plan, you're going to have to rerun this back to the beginning and start taking notes. And when we come back from break, we're going to talk a little bit more about marketing yourself, how Sabrina is getting herself out there now, and some other good stuff that she has done. You guys, make sure you come back.
Marguerite Bynum here, CEO of Supreme Manage. We are your strategic marketing and small business consulting firm. As a small business consulting firm, we provide owners with resources, advice, and planning designed to improve your organization's performance and efficiency. We assist businesses by identifying problems, implementing solutions, and reaching your goals. If that sounds like something you need, feel free to contact us at Supreme Manage on Instagram, and we will get back to you right away.
And welcome back if you're just tuning in. You're checking out Determined Women of Destiny. I'm your host, Yvonne the Motivator Man, and my guest is Sabrina. Sabrina is a photographer that has gone everywhere and has taken pictures of everybody. And before we went to break, Sabrina, we were discussing all of the things, well, some of the things that you've done.
Yeah.
What have been your struggles along the way? Like, has there ever been a time that you've looked at that camera and say, you know what, you're gonna sit right there and collect dust because I don't like you anymore?
All the time. Guess I shouldn't say that, right? But it's the truth. But with struggles, there are a couple of things, right? There's internal struggles, and then there are external factors that bring on challenges for you. And so for me, the internal struggle, my accent always wants to come out the more I talk.
And what accent
So
is that?
if I start speaking in Creole, we'll get you a translator.
Okay, so you're Haitian.
I am Haitian.
Okay.
Born in Haiti.
All right.
Yeah. So for me, internal struggle was, number one, I didn't really know what I was doing when I first started. So I didn't really know how to work the camera. I didn't really know lighting. I didn't really know, so there's the triangle in the camera. There's your shutter, your ISO, and your f-stop, which if you don't know cameras, it sounds foreign. But, just understanding how those things work together to get you the shot that you need. So that was struggle number one. With that came the struggle of comparison. So I'm looking at other people's work and I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. Trying to figure out exactly where I fit in. Like when I first started, I didn't know where I fit in. I didn't know if I was supposed to be outside taking pictures of buildings, taking pictures of ants, taking pictures of people. I didn't know. And so I kind of did a little bit of everything in search of finding, what my niche was. So there was that. And then the other struggle was being female and being Black.
Yeah. Yeah. I've discussed before on the show, business is a man's world. And women right now are taking it by storm.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we are Determined Women of Destiny. We're getting the job done.
Yeah.
And here it is, we would think that a camera would be unisex.
Yeah.
As far as business. It's just a camera, but still you had to have your struggles with the fact of being a woman and a black woman at that, accepted into this world, and just given the respect that you deserve for your talent.
Yeah. Your talent, your time, the energy that you put into it, everything.
So you discussed your internal struggles and comparing your work to others, which I always try to talk against, because, you know, we're different.
Yeah.
We're different, and our light shines in different ways. Like, people used to tell me, like, I have a family member that always says, girl, you're gonna be our family's Oprah. I don't want to be Oprah. I just want to, you know, be Yvonne. But I am definitely honored that, you know, she sees me in that light, and I get it. Like, I will listen to motivational speakers, and I'm just not as good as her. No, I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because I'm not her.
Yeah.
You know, I can't be the next Lisa Nichols.
Right.
But I am the best version of Yvonne the Motivator Man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure.
And just by one photo you did here with me today.
Yeah.
Girl, what? It was in less than 5 minutes. Did a photo. I'm sitting up here looking like glowing dynamite. What? Really?
Thank God.
So your talent is like crazy. So tell us a little bit more about those external forces, because the internal forces you can deal with, because you just have to deal with you and your mindset and how you think about yourself and your gift. But those external forces, oh, they can really be an issue.
Yeah. And I think when it comes to that, the mindset that I try to embrace every day is like, nobody really owes you anything. You know, nobody really owes you anything. Nobody is committed to you in that sense. And nobody's more committed to you than you are. And so for me, it's just constantly reminding myself, it's okay if this person says no. Because as I keep moving and as I keep pushing and as I keep progressing, there's going to be a yes. Somebody's going to say yes. You went to the store and you picked this shirt. I picked this one. It doesn't mean that this shirt is better than this one. It just means that we have two different preferences. And for me, it's that constant mindset of letting me know I may not be your preference, but that doesn't mean I'm not somebody else's preference.
Absolutely.
And so just, you know, that's the only thing. And then as time goes on and as things shift, and you can see the narrative shifting in terms of what women are able to do, in terms of what Black people are able to do, in terms of what Black women are able to do, you're finding that the environment is the environment is being prepped for us. It's being prepped to receive us, and it's being prepped to receive us the way we deserve to be received, and the way we deserve to be respected, and the way we deserve to be embraced for our gifts, talents, and abilities.
And it's time now for us to rise to the occasion and know, next stop, next opportunity. That's all. Just
there won't be
no.
another opportunity. You know.
Yeah.
It's not going to come the same way,
and it'll come better.
To capitalize.
And that I can tell you, you can take that to the bank and you can cash it on me. That next opportunity is going to be better than the one that you think that you lost, because it's the process, and you have to trust the process. And if God gave you that gift, you better believe that He's going to put you in a place for you to use it. Because you know, all I did was run my mouth, and all people said was shut up. But hey, y'all, check me out today. It's so nice that you're with me. You know, so I'm quite sure you're running around with this camera, and there were people that was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. I remember when I did Small Boutique Fashion Week, New Kid on the Block, everybody kind of like knew each other, so they all had this camaraderie and relationship. And I took my pictures, and I guess they felt like they had to help me. So it was just like, oh, let me see. Once I released my pictures, all the people that wanted to follow me and collaborate with me and work with me, they unfollowed me, they stopped communicating with me. All of a sudden, I would reach out for collaborative efforts, and they were not responding. And I was just like, oh, I get it. Because my followers like skyrocketed from that point. My engagement skyrocketed. And I had to look at it from that lens and not feel like it was some sort of rejection, because all of a sudden, like, everybody who wanted to work with me didn't want to work with me anymore. I was no longer viewed as a charity case, I was viewed as competition.
Right.
And so it changed the whole dynamic, and that's when I started recognizing, oh, okay, So I have to follow my own path, and sometimes that path is not going to be with other people alongside me.
Right, you can't take everybody on this journey. You just can't, because sometimes it's dead weight.
Yeah.
And sometimes we like to bring people along that we love, that we know, you know, and we wonder why I can't get to the next level.
Right.
And it's because you have this dead weight holding you down.
Right.
So as soon as you slice that weight, you know, all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, I'm flying. Yeah, because you're not carrying 3 and 4 different people.
Yeah.
You know.
And not only that, I think also the thing is sometimes people want to take credit for your success.
All the time.
And because it's not their thing. Like it wasn't their gift to give you. So it's not their credit to take for your success. And I think a lot of times people just fall off or they fall away, or you just got to let them go because they can't take credit for what's not theirs. They're not supposed to.
There comes a point where they just can't absorb your energy.
Yeah.
You know, and now they have to find another plug-in.
Yeah.
Because they know they can't plug into you.
Yeah.
So now that you've gone through all of that, you've put yourself in a position of, y'all better check my photos out because I'm that chick with that camera. How's everything going for you now?
It's going good. It's going very, very good. I recently had a billboard featured in Times Square. Same designer from before.
Yes. What designer was that?
It's actually G Hustle Wear. So you'll find a lot of their work on my page. Came out to New York, flew out to New York to shoot with me. He was just like, listen, can we make this happen? I was like, absolutely. So we did it, did the billboard, and went up in Times Square for a week.
Cool.
So, yeah.
See, that's success. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about your success, how you can contact her, why you should contact her, and we're going to show you how to take the perfect selfie. I know you're coming back for that. I know you're coming back.
Marguerite Bynum here, CEO of Supreme Manage. We are your strategic marketing and small business consulting firm. As a small business consulting firm, we provide owners with resources, advice, and planning designed to improve your organization's performance and efficiency. We assist businesses by identifying problems, implementing solutions, and reaching your goals. If that sounds like something you need, feel free to contact us at Supreme Manage on Instagram, and we will get back to you right away.
Sabrina, I have had so much fun speaking to you today. You've been listening to Determined Women of Destiny. We've run out of time. They just told us. We've been running our mouths so much, but it was so enjoyable. I just got so much information from you. So we're going to have to cut it off right now, but they're telling me, if you're able, can you come back for part 2?
For sure.
Yes, we're going to have her back. So make sure next week you tune in. This has been Determined Women of Destiny. And you know what? When you come back, you promised to teach us how to do that perfect selfie, right?
Yes.
So you got to come back next week. You got to come back
to
Determined Women of Destiny. I've been your host, Yvonne the Motivator Man. And I need you to go to my website, people, www.determinedwomenofdestiny.com. Tell me how you like the show. Tell me how you like my hair, my glasses. Tell me whatever. Just tell me something. And Sabrina, what's your website?
So my website is naturaleyephoto.com. It's natural, E-Y-E, photo.com.
Okay, so you guys can also contact her in between next week. Come back. Thank you once again for coming, Sabrina.
Thank you
for checking out Determined Women of Destiny. As I always say, keep doing what you're doing until what you're doing gets done. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Thank you for watching. For more information regarding this guest or previous guests on my show, please go to determinedwomenofdestiny.com. Until we meet again, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.